Today, despite over 7,000 Mosquitos having been built, there are only 30 left in the world. It's been over 55 years since this plane flew for Spartan, and it's currently being restored to ground-running condition by the Calgary Mosquito Society.
Spartan Air Services was the largest post-war civilian operator of the de Havilland Mosquito. So this one we are restoring as it actually served in Canada.
It's going to look like the old HMS Spartan that she was and spent the majority of her flying career doing. I'm hoping that these engines beside me are all going to tick like a Swiss watch, and it'll be a nice shiny silver machine.
Anything else that we got loose, Dick? Why don't we just put it on the parts shelf?
The restoration of this iconic plane is being completed by dedicated volunteers with remarkable support from the community.
HMS was the first Mosquito I can remember seeing, and it was in Toronto, having just come back, and I believe it was from Africa, where it had sat for 2 or 3 years and had a lot of dry rot. Couldn't be used again because it was written off.
We're making history by preserving history. Nobody gave us much credit when we started out, and now we're rolling along, and there's operations around the world that have looked at us and said this model seems to be working quite well.
Currently, we're trying to cradle this area here. It's the area of the airplane that's very structural, and if we don't cradle it properly, will break its back. We're very concerned with that. And then we're going to have a mold that's currently being made to go up on the inside of the airplane. That'll hold the structure together. And then once that is held in position, we'll start to reskin on the outside of the aircraft on the damaged areas. Typical of a museum piece, it's suffered a lot of tragedies through its life of neglect, sort of being kicked around, and there's a lot of holes in her, a lot of dry rot. On the other side, everybody left it alone, so there's a lot of original parts.
It's an extremely challenging restoration for quite a number of reasons, one of which is that the airplane was completely disassembled. We didn't inherit an airplane, we inherited a parts collection that used to be an airplane.
Well, it's complicated because it's a wooden airplane with a unique construction method, and it has deteriorated significantly. The fuselage is probably not a big challenge because it's essentially in one piece, but the wing structure is badly deteriorated, so that's going to take a major effort.
It's suffered a lot of damage through its life. We've got a lot of issues from drying. The glue joints are all dried out and it's coming apart, and we're going to try rebuild them with as much original as possible. For this particular airplane, I'm looking for Sitka spruce, Douglas fir, and 3-ply plywood in a 2 mil thickness of birch, as well as balsa wood. And actually it's turning out that the balsa wood is one of the more difficult woods to find out of the group.
This poor airplane has suffered some abuse over the years as it's been left outdoors, as it's been transported a few times, and one organization actually left it outside for almost an entire year. So we've got structural issues. Right now we're dealing with the fuselage, we've got cracks and splits, and we've had some very poor quality workmanship.
Hopefully it will be done in a decade.
HMS is representing Spartan.
It's a great piece of Canadian history. To finish the plane as it looked with Spartan, I think, is absolutely the appropriate thing to do with that airplane, and then draw people in and educate them about this incredible story.
We're restoring it to ground running condition, and that's one of the issues that I have is with all the glue joints being dried and stuff, I have to struggle between conservation and preserving the structure when this thing is running, because it'll vibrate all to hell in a short period of time if we don't redo a lot of the glue joints.
S, to me now, is the one I am looking forward to because it will be a Spartan.
I think it's a good thing to go back to Spartans.
I love to see that Spartan crest and the name on that fuselage.